Hey guys, this is Tiger coming at you with Overwatch. And of course, when I start speaking, I drop my controller. Also guys, quick note, I have no idea what the song Overwatch have got playing. It's something to do with a new event, which, I mean, appears to be cool. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm just hoping I don't get copyright strike or get told this has a potential. Because guys, basically the way it works is, under any video that you upload that has music that, for the most part, you don't. I don't know if it does just include anytime, even if you do mention. For instance, when I uploaded those Fortnite videos for K-pop Demon Hunters, I mentioned a lot of the fact that the songs that were generally playing in the background were songs from the movie. I'm pretty sure I still had to then go and cut them out. But either way, I have no idea what song it is. But I don't know, it's just the fact of, like, I've somewhat mellowed when it comes to my music taste, so it doesn't bother me as much as it used to. Or whether it's just a case of, it's an okay thing. Now, new in the shop is new skins, which I'm mixed. I'll be honest, I'm mixed. Genji's looks... not Genji's, Hanzo's even. There's two Dragon Star skins, there's a Fire, Fox, Space, and then Spirit Star skin. For the most part, they've basically just taken what is, like, you look at Hanzo and Genji, what do they control, essentially? For the most part. They both have a dragon that they can unleash via their ults. And, I don't know, personally to me, Hanzo should seem a little bit less techy. But I'm not against him seeming more techy. Genji's I don't actually hate. Like, it doesn't look the worst. I much prefer when he does look more robotic. But then again, it's just a case of, like, for me, Genji is like normal classic skin. Now, I've seen Amron's skin in game. I'm not, like, I don't know, I'm mixed on Amron's. Part of me's like, it looks cool, I don't hate it, but another part of me's like, do I really? And Kiriko's... Juno's doesn't look horrible, neither does Kiriko's, and... I mean, I don't hate Mizuchi's. But, like, see guys, I'm not old. I'm in my 20s, and I don't know whether it's just a case of these skins are aimed at, like, teenagers. I have no idea, but to me they look, The Nyan Cat skins, the Nyan Kathy hit skins are still in the game. I'll say now, Reapers. It still makes me laugh. Although, guys, I've been made... Are they called Ultras? They are. Basically, there's a new skin type in the game that so far I think there's only Kiriko and Serena that's got them, called Ultra Skins. They're a step below Mythic and a step above Legendary. Price-wise, it is stupid. Because going to Hero Gallery and going to... I mean, Kiriko would have been easier to just go to Serena. Would have been 10 times easier just going to Serena. That's the price for the skin alone. Now, those are the prices for legendary skins. So it's got a thumb up next to it when it's in the store. That's kind of cool. I don't agree on the prices. Yeah, I do think they should be more than legendary skins. But as far as I am aware... you can, yes, they come with a few more additional stuff, and there's basically more time and effort into, but, one, I don't think this will last, because as the Mythics prove, which I'll cover in a second, it generally doesn't. Two, again, where, I say Sharon Shriner would have been easier, I forget where she is. Like, those are the price of like non-legendary skins that are just recolors. And the reason I very much doubt the fact that they're going to be essentially, we're going to put 100% attention into this. To get Ascended Phoenix, it cost me 80 currency. It cost me 80 of the Prisma things. Now, 80 is the equivalent of like 60, 70 quid. That's not cheap. But even then, there are some mythics, like, don't get me wrong, I do honestly think Ascended Phoenix is a really cool skin. Really cool mythic that has definitely had some attention put into it. And I do think the same for Mercy's and Anna's. And I will say Maze and potentially Soldiers. But then you do have skins like Doomfist, which is a mythic. It's kind of, I would personally consider that more ultra, maybe if legendary for the most part. I don't really want to call Rizza's out, but like Arissa's, Hanzo's doesn't come with a lot. Like, Hanzo literally comes to that. Yeah, Hanzo's a lot more cheaper of a mythic to get. But I'm pretty sure this was still out where the fact was like you had to basically get all the way in the mythic and you didn't have to get it via currency. It is still annoying. But then you've also got things like Druid, which, yeah. Generally, there are some mythic skins in this game that probably could go down to legendary, and I don't think anyone would be that surprised at. But then again, there are some early mythics that I do like Genji's I like, Sigma's I like, Kiriko's and Jungle Queen's I like. Even though I don't use Kiriko's and Jungle Queen's anymore, I do still think they're pretty cool. Yeah, they don't want they just feel like more fancier based skins than what I personally think mythics could be. And what we have definitely seen mythics be. Take Mercy's. Granted, that's in gold. But like that. So I think mythic, I think some time and energy has been put into it. There are some that aren't, but I do just think the ultra skins will eventually basically just be a case of barely better than the legendaries, which is basically what they are anyway. But until they do get added into loot boxes, which I don't know, one, if there ever will be, and two, are we gonna just get a new loot box each season that is just an alternate? No. At the minute, there's only two. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but oh, yeah, not the worst thing in the world. But again, free, so I'm not gonna whinge. Which is why I used to like about Overwatch skins. You used to get them through loot box, and it's like, well, the skins gonna take Sombra here because there are a few skins of hers that I'm like, yeah. I would say face change, but that's like beloved. Take Rhyme. No, actually, Rhyme's. I'm literally pulling up skins that I know for a fact that I paid for. Take ED, which I think potentially did. A very simplistic base legendary skin. If you get it in a loot box, you're not going to be that fussed, and if it's your only legendary skin for it, you probably will run it. But, again, personally, out of my options are Black Cat, Neon Cat, Talon, Bride, Demon Hunter, Face Changer, Zuyong, which was her League skin, which I was about to call out, and I'm like, her League skin, I'm like, no, I kind of like the Dragon aesthetic, and it's like, oh wait, no, it's her League skin. And like things like Rhyme, you're going to. Which brings me to another point. League skins. Did Mercy get a new League skin? Yeah, it looks cool. League skins, for a good while, were basically, because not everyone had them, were basically really awesome. I still have a couple of League skins I have now equipped. Now there are a few characters that have got better skins that come, like, for instance, I prefer Black Cat on Sombra. I prefer Mercy. I mean, I don't have a Mythic equipped at the minute, which I thought I did, but apparently I went back to Heavenly Hop. I'm not that surprised. And things like Kiriko and not Kiriko, Tracer, Diva. I mean, Diva's case, I do actually have a Mythic equipped. There are just some cases where I do think other skins are cool. Wrong one. Well, I'm loading the comp and see how bad it goes. But now it's basically a case of, you know, you got your rares, epics, and that lot. Then you've got your legendary. The way I did rank it would be League skins, because I think they are above. They should be above legendary in most people's rankings. Now you've got ultras. Okay, and then you've got mythics. And personally, for me, there are a few mythics that do compare to a few League skins, and vice versa. For instance, Chained King for Reaper, I think is nicer than his mythic, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I bought Chained King because I wanted it for Reaper. I got Reaper's mythic because I also wanted it for Reaper. Technically speaking, it's more of a case of because I've got myself into a point where I'm like, I need all the mythics. Now, I don't lose sleep not having maze, but it kind of does bug me not having maze. Now, it would be nice if they did stop doing 2 per season, because then I can slightly justify spending the extra money to get maze. Slightly. Not completely.
Select heroes to battle.
I never picked Kiriko. Like, I didn't pick Kiriko, so I don't know why I've instantly been chucked in support. Granted, I was going to end up in support either way, but I didn't pick Kiriko. Which is now annoying, because it's like, well, you know, I kind of fancy playing Kiriko, but it's like, hold on, wait a minute, why is the game forcing me to pick Kiriko? I was on Tang. Like, what the hell, game? I'm gonna play Kiriko because I love playing Kiriko, plus I've really been enjoying playing Luna Snow at the minute, and their kids, why not similar? So they are similar in some ways.
I'll find my own path.
They both have projectiles and they both have healing.
We are soon to need it.
Kiriko has a teleport, and she has a way to basically get rid of like things like Sombra's hacks, and Man's fire damage.
Not that it hurts me, but try not to hurt yourselves out there.
And stuff like that. Which is cool. And then Luna Snow basically has freeze abilities. Clap. She can clap and super. When she has an ability that basically allows her to clap and heal a lot quicker. And then it's generally just quick, because she doesn't really need the teleport ability. Besides, I don't need, like, Overwatch. I'm pretty sure all Overwatch supports have a way to get away in a pinch. They all have like an ability that allows them to get out of danger. Mercy can float. Well, Mercy can glide to people. Now, I say that, and a bunch of people are going to be like, "Hold on, wait a minute." Anna has a way to put you to sleep. That gives her a chance to back off. Moira can fade. I think Zen's probably the only one. See, what does kind of bug me is no one ever focuses Mercy when she's going for a res. It's not like I never see people focusing Mercy when she goes for a res, except when I'm playing Mercy. Then I instantly get shot about 50 different times. And it's like, oh, okay, so it's not okay for me to rest, but everyone else fully can. And, but like most supports do, Kira teleport, Mercy glide, Anna has a knockout, Moira can fade, Alari can, I'm gonna say double jump even though I don't think it is classified as a double jump, jetpack, clap, and flow. Mizuchi, I don't know whether it's a phase, but he has an ability that does allow him to get away from danger. Can't think what it's called. Baptiste can double jump. But yeah, almost all of them do. Yeah, I would sneak it either way. Nice Reaper to land come along and, oh yeah, get fucked in about 2 seconds. What bugs me about Reaper players is they can be tank killers when done right. They don't need to be, I'm going to squash every DPS player in existence. They can be, I'm going to stop anything coming towards me. Now, I've not always shown this playing Reaper, but I'm pretty decent taking down tanks. I would generally pick that up the tank as Reaper because he has the power. Double shotguns, and you know, a healing factor, you know, it's generally a good way to take them on. But seeing a Reaper get fucked by a Ramatra.
The Fox Spirit is still with me.
Also guys, something I did also didn't realize was, XP97, I double checked early because I was looking up some of the fixes were coming out, or had come out, because I'm like, because I was rewatching XP97 because season 2 comes out tomorrow, and I'm like, okay, Storm's outfit in hand looks cool. It got a figure book ended, like, and I was like, what? Now you're telling me some? And like, I was double checking Rogue to see if her, you know, last few episodes suit where she's just in a green jumpsuit, green and white jumpsuit, and I'm like, it might have, but I couldn't see nothing. I'm like, wait, hold on, wait a minute, you're telling me this came out, and I was like, there's no way it came out 2 years ago. No! X-Men 97 came out in 2024. It just doesn't feel like that. And saying that now, I'm like, when K-pop Demon Hunters 2 comes out in like 2099, I'm gonna be like, you know, just rewatching K-pop Demon Hunters 1 just to, you know, just to remember everything and all, and not recapping. It's gonna be like, wait, you're telling me this movie came out in 2025? It doesn't feel like it's, you know, 4 years ago. It felt like a year to 2. And I was like, because I was saying, I'm like, well, because I was saw the, you know, Gambit death, and I'm like, oh, okay, so you're telling me they hit me twice in 1 year with the whole Gambit, with like Gambit and Rexplode death. And no, they didn't hit me twice in 1 year with emotions like that. Because guys, the thing I'm on about is Gambit faced with you know, dying and all that lot, and I think he potentially, I don't think he blows himself up, but I think he comes close to it or something. And then Rexplode actually blowing himself up in Invincible Season 3 last year. And I'm like, did they both hit me with emotion? Did they both hit me with that, like, just like, Jesus, they did. No, turns out it was, one was 2024, one was 2025. And the fact that I'm losing track, because it's like, hold on, you're telling me I've not seen 97 in 2 years? And why I don't fully think I've not seen, because I watched X-Men 97 when it came out. I don't think I've ever rewatched it since, but I'm pretty sure I did rewatch it last year. Now, X-Men 97 is a good show. And of course I get to second point. No they don't, we need to push it back further then. X-Men 97 is a really good show. It's just one of those shows where it's like, I I don't necessarily have to be in the mood to rewatch superhero shows, but some shows I do have to sort of be like, yeah, you know what, I fancy watching this, or because some superhero shows I don't instantly get the case of I need to rewatch this 50 different times. Guys, I'm not gonna read that full message, but it was on screen so you could read. And yeah, I agree with that, Serena. Not from what if it was a case of running away from Serena, because Serena can't technically finish him, but the fact that I have seen him sort of run from a couple tanks when he could pick those battles. Like, who the hell is defending him? Someone on the enemy team. Someone on the enemy team is basically calling out our Reaper for being a coward.
I'll find my own.
And I'm now going, yeah, I mean, to be fair, you're probably alright. I've seen him run away from tanks.
Self-propagating biomass.
And I'm sorry, but Reaper has 2 shotguns. We can't handle at least just getting, like, dealing with a tank. Nah, I have had my ass kicked as Reaper by tanks before now. But I've also sent a few to a few tanks as Reaper before now.
I hate when people run off without.
But yeah, like X-Men 97 just happens to be one of those shows where I kind of have to be more of a case of I fancy rewatching the X-Men, because to me it comes from the case of Austin rewatching the 90s show. Thankfully it isn't.
One. Attack commence. Escort the
I mean, not get distracted with enemy teams. And go on out Reaper on my team, and I should 100% be defending my Reaper. But that's all run away from a tank. I'm not defending that shit. But to me it's like I need to know what's going on. I mean 18 kills is actually decent. I mean, to be fair, my kills plus eliminations is more than his kills and plus. My kills and eliminations is more than Reaper's kills and eliminations. Mine are 20. His are only 18 overall. But yeah, X-Men 97 is a really good show, but to me it comes to the case of knowing what happened in the 90s show to full on understand all of it, because there are times where it does sort of reference it.
Like a gentle rain.
Because it referenced like Jubilee joining the team and all that lot back in then. And like I have no idea when like every season of X-Men the animated series came out. I want to presume it was probably during the early 90s and before 97. But if it did go over to 97, that means like from whichever point it went over, it happened before 97. Because 97 is tied to the animated series. Now, I don't think season 2 is going to be as tied to the animated series as season 1 was, because like season 1 was early, mentioned in like 97 a few times, and if you could tell there was a connection. But like definitely later on they did, and the reason I say it is because yes, it is the Jubilee era suit, but like they've got the same suits all that lot, and it's only later. Although I will say this now, Why I didn't hate Jean suiting in the end of 97. Cyclops is definitely plain and simple. Which, again, nothing wrong with that. But I've never been a case of a big fan of essentially superheroes wearing underwear on the outside. Which is why I'm happy most... Shit. That son of a bitch. Which is why I'm happy that most Superman suits. Other than Superman, you know, that we got last year, because I have to say his suit was cool and it can be pulled off.
Time to try again.
But I will overall take them not looking like they're wearing a Speedo into battle. Because counterpoint here, they're supposed to look like badasses. Okay, we've lost this. If we lose this because our Reaper has been somewhat of a coward, I mean, our Stigma's got more kills, our Arissa's not far behind him, and even then both had both damage and like blocking all that lot. But yeah, like 97 is definitely a really good show. It's just one of those shows where I'm like, am I in the mood to rewatch this?
The numbers do not favor us.
Okay.
Because like another personal favorite show of mine is Spectacular Spider-Man, yet I don't rewatch that often. It's just one of those shows that I kind of like, even though it's like probably the best Spider-Man show we've ever got. The only Spider-Man show, like animated show that I think compares to it is the 90s.
That wasn't called for.
Because that is a good show, but like the Ultimate Spider-Man wasn't great. The 2017 version felt like it was trying to not be an MCU variation, but failed kind of. And why we're only on season 1 of the Friendly Neighborhood.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
It no, I have my own problems with it. Because guys, there are generally characters in that I had to go and because like, for instance, Norman Osborn and Harry Osborn. When we were first introduced to those, my first thought was, wait, hold on, you're telling me that's Harry and Norman Osborn? Barely, but we did get victory. Norman Osborn comes off to me as like a racist, like, white dude. Like, no offense or anything in there. And there are a few times where I generally do not mind, and don't. Of course it was. And I, quite frankly, don't care at some point. But the times I will call out and be like, as if I personally think it affects the story. That is a cool Mercy skin. And if it does, again, just generally affects the story. And to me, it kind of does, but also doesn't. It just seems like a weird angle to go on. Because if they're ever going to do Norman Osborn Green Goblin, it kind of just seems like a stupid decision to have Norman Osborn know Pete's identity. Part of the mystery is the fact of, like, and the reason one of Pete's, like, love, like, for instance, the animated series, the reason MJ then ends up going missing, although we know from 97 that Pete finds her, which, another reason why it does kind of also bug me, everyone wanted a continuation of the original 90s Spider-Man show. Because it ends in a weird, annoying way. Which is the reason why I don't watch most of Season 5 when rewatching that. I watched, like, the first few episodes. I generally won't go past, like, the honeymoon sort of thing. And just for the simple reason of the ending bugs me. MJ, like, it was naturally MJ in the first place, you know, blah blah blah. It turns out to be a water thing from Hydro Man, MJ's actually still missing, and Madam Web is just, you know, playing games with him. It just seems weird. And again, still a great show, it's just, I choose to end it with the fact of Pete and MJ actually having a happy ever after. Because quite frankly, if anyone deserves the happy ever after in superhero lives, it is Superman, Spider-Man, and Batman. The amount of stuff that all three, like, Batman on himself, like, deals with, you know, psychopathic killer clowns, pain in the ass people who think their riddles are just the best, and people who like tossing up coins to get outcomes. Superman deals with someone who's got a god complex who won't actually ever admit the fact of someone like Superman does terrify him to his down to his deep core, and like it's the reason he is doing what he's doing. In reality, no, it's just because he's an alien. And then Spider-Man has the whole Sinister Six that he has to deal with.
Select your hero.
Why is the game auto?
Choose hero bands.
I'm playing Galari this game because it's getting annoying because I think the game is going based on my last character, which I don't want the game to. I don't want Torbjorn. I don't want May. I don't want Arya. Torbjorn and May both bugged me. Torbjorn's turret being auto aim pissed the living hell out of me. Like, in all fairness, my only problem with Torbjorn is the fact of a lot of Torbjorn mains, and I've seen it myself, where they will personally just put the turret in a smart bottle spot, which is just fast. It's just being a good player. And then go and cower and hide behind a brick wall while the turret just gets every single kill, and it's like... I'm gonna see in the next game if the game does just turn around and be like, hey, you want to play Yalari? Because at that point it's going to be a case of going based off my last character. Which I would rather it not.
I tend to despire.
I'd, in fact, rather it not put a blue star next to it. Because I think the blue star is basically indicating to everyone that
Let me remind you what happened.
that this is the character you want to play. Plus, I'm pretty sure everyone does end up seeing that, which is just annoying because, personally to me, if I saw the fact of, the game's saying that, like, for instance, tank DPS a lot, and it's like, oh, I've seen two people the fact of, they want to play support. And then I go and play tank, and it's like, no, we both want to play tank, or like, we want to play DPS, and it's like, okay, so we went from having no DPS to having 3, and now I've now got a change. Also, funny thing that's going to come out in tomorrow's video, I have literal problems with DPS mains turning around and asking when they can easily enough swap for tank or support. I have my own problems with it, because it bugs them how long I make. It's like, you could swap, you're just being difficult for the sake of being difficult. Oh, I don't want to swap to the roles that we could deal with, that I could be useful in. Instead, I'm going to ask someone else to switch. And they all come up with the same excuses. I don't want to switch, I'm not switching. And at that point, why ask? Which is why I do often check to see who has. Because if it's a support or tank player asking for tank or support, it's like, someone's got common sense. But the reason I judge DPS players a lot more, it's like, there is like 3 to 4 of you DPS players, there's a tank and 1 support. One of you DPS, that you could switch from DPS. And the reason I don't have a problem with like tank or support, asking for tank or asking for like the opposite role that's not just like DPS, is because generally you'll find the fact that you'll only have 1 support, 1 tank. So... And it shouldn't ultimately, but it kind of does, because like because when the DPS player does like turn around and be like, "Hey, we need a tank, we need a support," and it's like, can you switch? Just seriously, you switch. I can't remember if it was in the first Marvel Rivals video or whether it was just a Overwatch stream. I think it was Overwatch stream last week where someone's like, "Hey, can you switch so I can play tank?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
I rise again.
I generally don't mind switching. And they were playing support. I switched to tank. I was generally fine with it. But if a DPS, if I was playing DPS, they went, "Hey, I want to play DPS. Do you mind switching?" I would have been like, "No." Hell no. Now, the reason why DPS is like essentially the problem child in both games, and I honestly don't think you'd have this problem if DPS was banned for like 2 weeks and like you had to play tank or support. I think everyone would boycott the game for 2 weeks. I personally, if I was Blizzard or NetEase, I think of Marvel Rivals, I wouldn't tell anyone how long you know those particular roles are banned in competitive play. Nah, would you potentially be fucking with your own game? Yes. Do I overall think it would be worth it? Yes, because then you would find out how many... You then find out the fact of... Say 30,000 people then stop playing, and it's like, okay, 30,000 people stop playing because we've got rid of DPS for a period of time. And for argument's sake, we'll say 2 weeks, and we'll say they know 2 weeks, but the fact that people don't. Okay. Then we know we've got the problem. Which both games do, and it's called... I don't necessarily call it DPS, like, problem. I don't want to blame DPS for all this stuff. I don't want to blame the role as the problem. The problem comes down with the fact of both roles have an over amount of characters in them. I've gone over a few cards that I do personally think in Marvel Rivals that I do overall think in Marvel Rivals could be switched. Like, why wouldn't someone like Jean Grey or Cyclops or you know, Cyclops or Psylocke as strategists or tanks? I mean, I reckon Jean as a tank would be kind of a weird, but potentially cool. Because I know where people would instantly be going, and especially people went with Emma Frost, and but like both games have a DPS form. Which gets to a point where, like, I honestly can't remember the last time I played Duelist or DPS in Overwatch. Because, for the most part, for dailies-wise, it's more practical to play role queue, which is 3 games a day, and then any game, and then stream once, maybe twice. I know I'm gonna regret backing up, but once I didn't. But like both games do, and an easy way to solve this is if you didn't want to boycott DPS for like a couple weeks, which quite frankly I think would be funny. Indirectly you would be fucking over your game, but it would be funny. Because watching everyone then be like, no, DPS is gone. I'd be laughing. I'd full on be laughing. Mainly because of the fact that I know, yeah, well I still play Jericho, and you can DPS Jericho Moira and that doesn't screw me over at all. Now, if Rivals did it, yes, I would miss playing Phoenix. I would miss playing Silence. I would kind of miss playing, you know, Spot Summers, Psylocke. Both, I get these two mixed up half times. It's like Psylocke, Psychic, Psylocke. But like, I kind of miss playing those. But at the same point, Rivals-wise, I kind of prefer playing those now anyway half the time, and I'm still pretty decent as Rogue. And I overall do enjoy playing things like Jericho and, you know, Eva, Sigma, Ilari currently. Shit. But a simple way to solve it would be don't introduce no new DPS characters. And anyone who does generally object to not getting new tanks or new support, they are then part of the problem. Because honestly, if both games went a few seasons were introducing DPS characters, Overwatch would have to do the rest of the year because they only introduced one new character per season. So if Rivals could go a few months, there would be an improvement if they introduced newer, more OP tanks and support to the point where you want these tanks and supports in the game. To where the point where there is like 2 or 3 of each, and like you want these tanks and supports in the game. Like Rivals alone, I think Colossus and Juggernaut would be really cool characters. I also think things like Nightcrawler and Shadowcat would be cool, and I do think there would be a way to make Shadowcat a strategist, you know, support. I don't think it's as cut and dry as it could be, but damn it, those stupid turrets. But I do think it would be interesting. But like both games, we do not need more damage focused roles. You want to put damage as more focus, make it so tanks can do more damage. Make it so your supports aren't just there to go and be like, aren't just there to be healers. They're there to support the team, not there to essentially be the equivalent of your pocket healer. You want a pocket healer, which excellent play Mercy. Which, saying that, I think if someone actually did beg me to play Mercy in comp, like, I don't mind playing Mercy. But I think if someone generally just start begging and, you know, someone to play Mercy, I think I actually would. Just because the funny side of someone begging for Mercy would just be kind of funny.
Of course.
But on the other side, it'd be a case of, hey, can you pretty please play Mercy? Why? I want a pocket healer? Yeah, no, I'm out. Yeah, I'm not pocket healing someone. Like, generally playing Mercy, I generally do go around tanks because my like survival rise is, how am I going to survive? Who's going to give me the best chance of staying alive? And that's generally tanks. They generally block the damage. We'll go there, just so it's just out of reach from the door and it's still in a decent spot. Now, as long as they don't touch point, this should be not the worst thing in the world. Moira can focus on healing. Thingy, Domina. The only reason I went up was because, again, my little, you know, heal pod was outside, so anyone who was near it could. Domina's problem, she's going way too fast. Hold them up to this point, don't let them get past this line. What you push me in there? I don't want to be chucked into the middle of the road all go. Yeah, take Diva. So yeah, I expect that to be destroyed. Annoying things about like Lari's heal turret thing.
I'm not allowed to end.
It's almost instantly destroyed when someone finds it. But people are perfectly fine leaving Symmetra turrets though. There's all literal double standards case of don't touch damage turrets, they need them. It's like, hold on, Lari's turret literally doubles her healing. Like, I healed like almost 6,000. I can guarantee you now, half of that probably would have come from the turret. Or most, or a good portion of that would have come from the turret. No, don't. I mean, see, I won't allow his turret to be bored now, because it should not be on like a 15-second cooldown.
I don't have time to be weak.
It just really shouldn't be, because it's it's kind of, I don't say broken, but it does kind of give her another weight, and it does kind of give you a mini support. And by mini support, I do kind of just mean like you've got 1 or 2 DPS players who can heal, either themselves or like or like the team in general. So nope, nice try, Ronald. But like, yeah, like the amount of times I've walked past the Metro turret and been like, why the fuck is this still up? Like, I get Hilarious does stick out a decent bit more. Bob is immortal. Like, you have no idea how much. No, that's how targeted. Like, because I'm pretty sure what you can do with Bob is have Mercy either power boost him with her staff or just keep him alive. Have Anna nano boost him. Then, if you're checking Jericho's ult, I'm pretty sure Bob does become the equivalent of a nuclear bomb. Just because Kiriko's ult speeds up attacks and allows you to start attacking a lot more quicker. Nano boost increases your power. And Mercy keeping you alive, plus Anna keeping you alive, plus then potentially boosted via her staff. Equals a very deadly bomb. Now, you can also create this very similar effect without Bob, with Malga. From the simple... Of course they did. See, there's a point where it's like, okay, they've got 3 minutes, they need to basically push it somewhat around the corner, and they've won. Also, you'd be surprised at the fact that if you don't point out, like I've more than once, I've seen it myself, and I've also had, like, seen it in just in general, like, seen the fact that people being like, okay, so where's Lowry's, like, you can kind of subtly tell when people start looking to see where Lowry's, heal pylon if it is out. I've also been like, okay, where is, like, we've got Lowry, surely she's got a heal pylon out. It's why I generally do just go, here, heal pylon's here. Just because it's a case of I have generally useful information. Sigma, Diva, jump on point.
I've got you in my sight.
We've managed to survive a minute and a... Like, the fact that we've done this well... My very much point. Symmetra turrets are perfectly fine. It's considered by... I've seen Sigma walk in, like... Yes, you will see your own teammates, like, you will see someone trying to deal with them, but it does take way too long. Look at that. Survived to 2 minutes.
Surrender to my will.
How the fuck are Reaper and Soldier sneaking behind the back lines? Like, in all honesty, I would get Symmetra, I would kinda get Moira and Ash. But I don't get how the fucking, like, I kinda get Reaper, he has a teleport, he has a fade. Soldier has a sprint. But I don't get how the fuck someone like Soldier is, like... Yeah, that's D.Va and Mac. Less deadly. I mean, I'd argue Symmetra wasn't close. You. Comp is about to stress me out, but for a slightly better reason than completely getting pissed off at Comp. Yeah, I was about to say, why the hell would I want to be partnered with this team again? Granted, we almost did push it to the end, but... The fact when it got to that third door, and I was like, 3 minutes left, I'm like, nope, we're stupid. I expect them to completely steamroll us, because I've seen it happen. Great job, Bastion, for getting revenge. 24 micro missile kills, although 43 eliminations, Moira. Oh, okay, yeah, 13,000 healing, never mind. I was about to say, Moira, were you slacking on healing? It's like, no, she generally wasn't. She, I think, got the most healing between both teams. Or at least, I think. But I'm pretty sure she got the most eliminations on our team. Give it to the Ash, give it to the D.Va. But like, never have I been to a point where I'm like, I can breathe. Also, these games are being taken longer tonight, which I'm not against. I am definitely happy to be back into the winning. Okay, 3 people didn't vote, because 2 6s, 9, so yeah. Okay, no, it just does auto-pick Kiriko. No, I'm gonna go with Lara again. It works once, it'll work twice. See, I would chuck Symmetra. I'm about to say, I would chuck Symmetra on that list. But Zarya's a lot more deadlier. Plus, on a map like this, you do not want Torbjorn's turrets around.
Now entering King's Row.
Bronze 1 to Silver 1, jeez. Only thing I can presume is, when the game's picking your character at the beginning, like, or gives you a character that thinks you want to play, is it's going based on some sort of favorites or most, like, it's not most played, because I can tell you now, it would be giving me Sigma. I think it is probably just going who you continuously play. Because, guys, there is a slight bit of a difference on who you play a lot, compared to who, like, you've put on, like, or, like, who you've got the most hours on. Because for me, my most hours are, you know, Sigma, Reaper, Mercy in that order. Although I do need to get my Reaper hours back up. But, like, the difference is, but, like, I play a lot more Kiriko now. But the difference is those hours come from things like classic Overwatch. Because back in the good old days of Overwatch, you didn't have like a case of, I can't really play this character because, again, they're part of my big three. And big three is just the case of the 3 heroes you've got the most hours on. Bastion's also someone else you really don't want on this map. Mei to a degree on both maps because I've seen Mei do it to her own team. I've been part of those teams, but they just block off the wall, and it's just stupid. It is just stupid. Like, I've been hacked, I've been annoyed and been bugged by enemy Sombras, by a lot of DPS characters, but none of them annoy me as much as Maze do when they block up wars. Or when my teams accidentally pull you. Because when you don't speak to them, you have no idea whether it is. Like, because I have accidentally been pulled by a couple like weavers in the past, because a mate's accidentally done it to me, and it's like, sorry, wrong person, it's like, it's fine. But my only question is, in that case, I know it was next. He was like aiming for someone I think was like next to me. I think I walked into it though. Why don't they readjust? Like, that's it. No, that was Serana. Oh shit. Roadhog, you can heal yourself. Why the fuck haven't you healed?
What am I missing?
I'm a team full of most dude.
My pylon is down.
I am competing to Roadhog and barely winning the healing game against Roadhog. Not what I wanted to do, but okay. I wanted to jump inside to like the left, but I was gonna die either way. I had to try it. But yeah, like, I am losing the healing game to, like, Roadhog. No, don't you dare hit the healing pylon. See, I'm gonna get stupid, but I'm gonna try and jump on point. Also, guys, something funny that I did find out is because I've recently saw Ironheart. I kind of regret it. I honestly kind of do. Because, like, my problems with Ironheart comes from the fact of her turning around saying, Tony Stark wouldn't be Iron Man without the money. And to a degree, I agree. But it automatically gets instantly outproven by the fact of, at the beginning of Iron Man 1, he builds a suit out of scraps, and, you know, Overwatch thing says, he built this out of scraps. Shit. Yeah, okay, that's just good. And, it's instantly a case of, how? Iron Man 3, he does some shopping at a shop, I think it was. Basically just takes some nits, bits and all that lot and, you know, builds some stuff to then, you know, fight his way through until the suit can recharge. So, but yeah, so, come on, Diva. Yes. But yeah, like, the beginning of Ironheart, she starts off by saying Tony Stark wouldn't be Tony Stark without, you know, the money. It's like, he wouldn't have the suits he has. I will willingly give you that. He wouldn't. Because they would have cost billions. Fair enough. Same with Batman. He wouldn't have some of the gadgets he has, or like things like the Batmobile, Batwing, or anything like that, without the money. But same heart, they would both still be heroes. In both cases, money doesn't make them a hero. It just gives them the tools that they then use to become a hero. It's the same with something like Spider-Man. Like, you give Spider-Man money, or the abilities and all the stuff that comes with all of that, and stuff to improve his suits up to the next level, he will, but he doesn't need none of it. And a great example, the Arrow, in Season 3, no, Season 2, and I think it was like Season 2 and 3, all he loses is money. All of his like family money, he loses all of it. He doesn't stop being an Arrow, he then does not become, you know, the Green Arrow, and doesn't stop the rest of Team Arrow being heroes. I was like, the only thing I can still make, like, I can still make my arrowheads and all that lot, and he can still be a hero from that. Would it be easier if we went and bought them? Yes, but it'd be very much obvious. Billionaire going and buying, you know, 100 to 200, like, arrows each week. Be kind of very much suspicious. Because my first question would be, so Mr. Bean, what are you using these arrows for? Because there's been a lot of arrow murders on TV. Sports. But like, and even then, another thing that does kind of bug me is, Ironheart instantly goes to kind of prove its case of either Ree Williams in the MCU never asked could she keep the suit that she made in Wakanda, never asked could she make another suit that would be more standard, depending on whether her suit that she made in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Or shit. Like, or like Shuri did instantly take it from her, which I can't remember speaking about since Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Which you will say now, definitely disgraced the original one. Like, just it's like, hold on. Shuri had the ability to turn around and say, "Really, you can keep the suit, or you can make a new suit that's more practical and then keep that." Like, you have the ability because Bucky kept the metal arm that, you know, T'Challa gave him. Steve kept the shield that was given to him, which was made out of vibranium. Sam kept the vibranium wings that he got from Wakanda, and this is him as Captain America. So unless those wings are what you had as Falcon back in Infinity War, or unless some point between, like, because I don't know when Black Panther, like, you know, T'Challa did die in the MCU. Obviously, the actual actor died, I think it was sometime after Endgame, so like I think it was like sometime in 2020. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. I almost forgot his name. But like, there is proof of fact that he could have, which means I'm presuming that some sort of contact did. Like, I have several problems with the current MCU. One of them is the fact that another one is the fact that Thunderbolt's going around saying, "We're the Avengers." No, there was like 5 people out there who can claim to be Avengers. Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, she was an Avenger. If she's, wherever she is right now, technically still an Avenger. Sam Wilson, because he was brought into the Avengers. Peter Parker, because Tony did make him Avenger in Infinity War. Hulk and Thor. Technically still Old Man Steve, but Bucky wasn't. Which is another reason why it kind of bugs me living how when they turn around and make, you know, the Avengers movies, these big movies that they were, which is why to a degree. I don't necessarily think Age of Ultron and the original are better than Infinity War and Endgame. But I do think that like Age of Ultron was the last time when we got a normal Avengers movie, not just a case of, because you could literally change the title from Avengers to MCU Infinity War to MCU and like Endgame. Avengers just sounds a lot more nicer, and I've got a gut feeling that's what it's going to be for Doomsday, and it's not just going to be a case of a group of people who are the Avengers. Because I'm sorry, rip off Captain America and rip off Black Widow, Other rip-off Captain America. And then I can't control my powers. Like, technically, want to say rip-off Hulk, but I'm pretty sure Sentry's stronger than Hulk. But, like, also another problem is, guys, I didn't know Mephisto was in the MCU. I think the Defense Attempt and Mate might have mentioned it. But, like, he gets mentioned in Ironheart, out of the blue. Like, there was this magical person giving, like, this other dude magic and all that lot, and, like, we don't know why. Turns out Mephisto's just having some fun. Because what I do know about Mephisto, he does like causing carnage. Yeah, I expect that game to go the way it did. But, like, I have several problems with how like, my favourite movie from last year was King of Demon Hunters. My second would be the live-action How to Train Your Dragons, and my third would be Superman. And I've got that feeling when I do eventually see something like Supergirl this year, I think the only thing that's going to beat it for my favourite movie for this year will be Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I'll see those two at some point this year. They're early enough, so worst case scenario, they'll both be out like near the end of the year. Spider-Man Brand New Day, I do want to watch before Doomsday. I think that comes out this year. 2 wins, 1 loss isn't too bad. Although I am really enjoying playing Lowry. I'm saying this now, at some point I do also need to do role queue games, because like, you need to, like, the annoying part of role queue in Overwatch is you need to do, like, you need to, if you don't play comp each season, your games get reset. And I'm saying this now as someone who I think I can. I think I'll be Silver 3 by the end of the season. The way it's currently going, this is the 3rd week. There are 6 weeks left. I don't know whether I'll be playing comp the last 2 weeks. So I have like a month. I think I can get to about Silver 4. I'm gonna say Silver 3. Silver 2 would be great, Silver 1 would be amazing, and Gold would just be great. Like, beyond amazing. One Epic and then 3 normal. I think I've got, like, yeah, I've got 2 more. I was gonna say 1 more, but it's like I've got 2 more Epic loot boxes to go until I'm guaranteed, and this limit on 6, which means I need another 14. Yeah, it's kinda cool. Okay, yeah, I did miss one. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of cool. And apparently, it's got given an next one for some reason. Now, something I do want to just double check is yeah. See, progression-wise, Kiriko, I've done the most with. And by that, yeah, I've not had no place in the game in a while. Yeah, Hero Love, which I'm presuming it's going based off, which is then ranking Kiriko a thingy. But what I go based off is time played. And Reaper is above Mercy. Not by much. I need to get a couple more Reaper games in, because that has flip-flopped more than once. Honestly, I'll give 1 to the enemy team and 1 to either. For the new events, it doesn't look bad, neutral. Community Craft 5v5, no idea what it is. experience new ways to play with a challenging selections of game modes that include new rules, different team sizes, and unique maps. Ah, okay. Fun take on your favorite heroes reimagine. Okay. Doesn't seem like the worst. And then the anime strikes thing has just been around for like the last few weeks. Guys, new video dropping tomorrow. It's my Riles video, and I did have fun filming it. Especially when the fact that when I got to slightly whinge, again, I do need to edit that too. Nah, like it doesn't want. When I did have a slight bit of fun point going, oh, Jesus Christ, why is the Cyclops whinging about needing like a tank for support when he could switch? Like, it does seriously bug me when we've got like 3 or 4 DPS players on the team. And like someone's like, hey, we need a DP, we need a tank, we need support. And my brain instantly goes, then you fucking switch. I'm playing one of the roles, one of you fuckers can switch. I've also been called out on not healing more with Rogue. And if you don't know how Rogue works, so I'm aware the only way she can heal is via stealing the healer's ability. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, thanks for hearing me whinge and all that lot, and this time I'm signing off, and I'll see you next time.